Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we're in store for an amazing treat today. We're going to be talking about the results revolution, 6 secrets on how to get anything that you want out of life. And yes, anything. I want you to give our warm guest a welcome, Trish Carr. Trish, we're so happy that you're here today.
I'm so happy to be here. Aloha, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Freedom Friday.
Yay, yay. Okay, well, let me let them know a little bit about you and also what this show is about. So, for those of you who are watching, the whole purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony. Because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is 100% possible to work smarter, not harder, to stress less, to strengthen your relationships and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. And we're so honored and grateful to be able to show you how. One gift that you can be able to access, we're going to give a couple of gifts today. One gift to be able to access now, or even after you look at this, is the 7 secrets towards more business and life harmony. And you can find that at our website, anotherlevelliving.com/harmony. Okay, so let me let you know who Trish is, and I cannot wait to hear what these 6 secrets are. I'm super excited, and put some hearts and some chat in the chat below, and let us know how excited you are as well. So, Trish Carr, she is the results revolutionary. Okay. She works with sales teams, business owners, and individuals who want to achieve revolutionary results now. And she is also an acclaimed sales expert with over 3 decades of experience. Her innovative approaches combined with proven sales strategies with also the latest behavioral science helps you get the results that you want in your business and enjoy the selling and serving process. She's also written several books. She shared the stage with some of the top business experts and thought leaders, including Chicken Soup for the Souls, Jack Canfield, Purple Cow author, and marketing guru Seth Godwin, Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington, and also Rich Dad Poor Dad's author Sharon Latcher. So Trish is also the co-founder of the Women's Prosperity Network. This is a global enterprise. My home away from home, my Ohana, my family, is a global enterprise dedicated to inspiring and supporting and educating women and men with trusted network of professionals. And Women's Prosperity Network also offers online and offline business building and skill building tools and motivation and inspiration. You will definitely going to be so excited if you plug into that network, and we'll be able to share with you a little bit more about that. But let's go ahead and give Trish a warm welcome. Welcome, Trish. So happy that you're here with us
Yay!
today.
I am so happy to be here with you too, because what I want to share with you is, it's fundamentally, how can I get what I want? Whether it is, I want more clients, I want to close more sales, I want more leads, I want to lose weight, I want a better relationship with my spouse, I want my kids to love me more, whatever it is, we can have it. It's just a matter of getting us in the space where we want it enough.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to hearing them. Before we get into it though, can you let us know why is this something that's so important and essential for us to be able to grasp today?
Because clearly we all have wants, we all have things that we need. And so many of us get stuck on the how do I get it? How do I make it happen? And we get so caught up that we just don't take the right steps at the right time.
Ah,
And every one of us has something that's unfulfilled or something that we want to do to change. In fact, I'm going to ask everybody who's with us today, consider one area of your business and one area of your life that you want to change as we have this conversation.
cool.
Because the more we have, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and they're unresolved, the more unresolved we are, and we really don't get what we want.
Oh my goodness, that is so good. There's nothing more generative than clarity, than organization, than knowing the way forward. And a lot of times we can put those blinders on, right? Like if I don't pay attention to it, then it's going to be okay. But those little pebbles that we're talking about, they become big mountains.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll tell you that how I got to this particular 6 steps was
Okay.
I was at Disney World. So I wasn't actually at Disney World. I was at Disney's a World of Sports at Disney. So most people don't know this, but Disney has like basketball courts and baseball diamonds, and they bring children in from all over the country for tournaments.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Great marketing, right?
Yeah.
So the tournament does the work, goes to Disney World, brings the whole team. Guess where they're going after that, right? So brilliant. So they have this whole world of sports. And there I met a tennis player who was 17 years old from Kansas. And I said to her, "You are really amazing what you have accomplished." Her name was Amanda. And she said, "Well, I've been really lucky that I've been in the right place at the right time and that I've worked hard." You hear the things that she said. You worked hard, you keep your focus, all that stuff. I said, "Yeah, but it must be one thing that really made the difference. You're the state champion of Kansas. Like, that's a big deal. How did you do that?" And she said, "It really comes down to one word." And she said, "It's your desire."
Mm.
So when she said that to me and we talked a little further, it really lit a light bulb in my head. And I was like, it's how bad do you want it? So what I did was I thought about the word desire and I thought about the elements of desire and how do you keep desire going? And that's where we came up with the 6 different steps to get where you want to go. So on the side of your paper, because you're going to take notes, this is good stuff.
Got my
You want to
pen.
write down the word desire on the right. It's D, and then skip a line, E, and I'm going to give you for each one of those letters a word or phrase that's going to keep you in I'm getting what I want. I'm manifesting this. It is happening. And then
Nice.
letting it go and know that it's coming to you.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So
Yeah.
the D, as much as I like to be a positive person, the D is not a positive word. It's dissatisfaction.
Mm.
The question you have to ask yourself, and you don't even have to ask yourself the question because you will do what you want to do when you are dissatisfied enough, when it hurts enough, when it doesn't feel good anymore, when you're not getting where you want to go and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, everybody has their own bottom, right? We all reach our own plateaus, whatever that is. For
Right.
me, I can tell you as I was coming up in corporate America, I was always one of those. I'm a leader. I'm just a leader. Most of you here are leaders. And because you're leaders, you're listening. And as a leader, I always wanted to affect change. Now, when I started as a leader in my union. So I was not in the management. I was not a supervisor. I was just a worker. I worked in a call center for AT&T. I did sales, collections, all kinds of things with customers. And I was dissatisfied with our work environment. So I
Mhm.
became a union representative.
Nice.
And slowly I moved up those ranks till I was vice president of our local. And I got to a point as vice president after, I don't know, 6 years, 5 years, where I really felt I couldn't affect change anymore. I just couldn't. And I was dissatisfied with what was happening. It wasn't happening fast enough. I'm in a women's group. We're treated like women. We're treated like cattle. Literally, a pregnant woman on the call. She's on her phone, and they take one call after another. They close their key so nothing comes in, and they get yelled at. So she raises her hand as pregnant woman. Did I mention she's pregnant? Raises her
Mm.
hand. Supervisor, I have to go to the bathroom. You'll have to wait for your break. A pregnant woman. There's a baby sitting on my
Oh
bladder
my
and you want me to
goodness.
hold it. And I was not getting past that. So I was so dissatisfied that I went and got a management position. I did everything I had to do to move from the person being bossed around to being the boss.
Nice. I want to just pause one moment in the power of that. Because one of the things that was beautiful in this satisfaction, even though it's not a nice word, what I'm hearing as you're sharing this story is that it was almost like a depreciation of value and
Correct.
appreciation. And you can only deal with that so long until, like, the problem or challenge for those of you who are listening and had given a calling of entrepreneurship, there was a reason why. There was something maybe that you were dissatisfied, or there was something that you saw that was external that really needed to be changed. So I love that it's the first one, because it's in that dissatisfaction that I feel like is going to bring even more awareness on how to shift it.
Absolutely. You've got to feel it, because unless you're feeling it, you're not going to do anything. It is so easy for us as humans to stay complacent. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. You hear all these expressions where people say, stay where you are. It's better that way. You don't know what you're going to get into, but it's not better that way. And how much longer can you be there yearning for something and not get it? So dissatisfaction is the thing. And ask yourself, how dissatisfied am I really? Or am I just saying, I don't like it, but I'm not willing to change it. And that's okay. But don't lie to yourself
So good.
and tell yourself you want to change it when you really don't. Just not yet.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well,
Okay.
and sometimes it just might have to get a little bit louder, or there might be another situation that sometimes those external situations, they push the needle further for that dissatisfaction to amplify enough for you to,
Right.
okay, I gotta take action, right?
Exactly.
Oh, so
Exactly.
good.
So, all right. So that's the D is desire. For D and desire is dissatisfaction. The E is exact.
Mm.
You got to know where you're going. You know, Harv Eker, who was the creator of People Think, and he's all about mindset. He said the number one reason people don't get what they want is because they don't know what they want.
Mm.
And I agree with that. So many times we think we know, but we're so stuck, first of all, in the details of how it's going to happen, right? We both know it's trust and allow, don't ask how, right? We've learned that with many of our mentors. But you have to have an idea where you're going. You can't say, I'm going to start a business and I want to make $100,000 a year and it's going to be great. And I'm going to visualize that and sit in a lotus position. It doesn't happen. So you have to have an exact view of where am I going? Like, think about a dream board. When I put on my dream board what I wanted to do, I wanted to go to Alaska, and I had Alaska all over my dream board. And it wasn't that long. It was only a couple of years, and it wasn't even happening. I didn't have the money, all that stuff. And it just happened. And when I did it, there was a picture of a woman, supposed to be me, standing by a cabin on a small island all by herself with an eagle in the background.
Wow.
And when I went to Alaska, I ended up going to a small island with a cabin, and there were eagles sitting on the ground.
Oh my
So I knew exactly what I wanted. Now, when it comes to your life, you may not know that you want exactly a business that delivers 3 different workshops every quarter. You may not know all those details, but you have to have an idea of where you're going. You have to have an idea of where you're going. And here's the interesting thing. So there was a study done at Harvard University, and this would have been probably about 25 years ago. And they asked people as they were graduating to consider their goals. Where did they want to go?
Hmm.
So the first group considered it. The second group talked about it amongst a group, and the third group wrote down their goals in a specific manner. The first group achieved their goals at a relatively good percentage. It was in the 20%. The second group that had conversation around it, they achieved their goals more like in the 30%. The people who wrote down their goals achieved in the 85% percentile because they wrote it down. So there's some real value to writing down your goals specifically. In fact, at Women's Prosperity Network, one of the things we do twice a year is a get together workshop, play shop, I like to call it, where we look at our goals twice a year. January, where am I going? June, how am I doing? Am I getting there? Because if you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else, as Yogi Berra once said. So it's about knowing where you want to go and giving you that, that purpose, that where am I headed, that roadmap that gets you to Alaska with a cabin and an eagle.
And I want to like add on to something with this, because it's something that's so essential, is that when you have a goal, right? What is the inner, like how is your whole energy, your heart space, your mindset, all of that going towards that goal? Because sometimes if there's something even from like the past, or like used to be this way, and it's a conflict with where you're going, that will create resistance. So it's really about also knowing and owning and enjoying who you are, to really be able to enjoy and know where you're going to. And that's something that's so profound, because if there's not like a course, right? Like, even say we're going from my favorite place, we're going to Hawaii from San Diego, right?
Yep.
Like, when the pilot gets in that cockpit, he knows exactly the place to go. If there's a 5% off, we're going to end up in the middle of the ocean. So it's so essential to be able to have that clarity. Thank you for
Yeah.
highlighting that for
Yeah,
us.
absolutely. Absolutely. So knowing where you're going, you don't have to be totally exact, but you have to have a thought about where you're going. So that's number two. Number
Okay.
three is one of my favorites. And all of you that are here, I know are already doing it. And that's an S, and it's for self-development.
Yeah.
Self-development. Because here's the thing. Every time you try to change a habit, your subconscious is fighting with you. I don't want to change. I like being here. I don't
Mhm.
want to lose 10 pounds. I don't want to make phone calls to get customers. I don't want to go out networking. I'm very comfortable right here, right? So your subconscious is fighting with you. And it's really, I mean, it's physical, it's mental. Like, so just play something with me.
Okay.
If you can, cross your legs.
Okay.
And then take your foot at the bottom of that crossed leg and twirl it clockwise. Okay, get it going, nice and good. Okay, now keep it going. That's your new habit, trying to develop. Now take your finger at the same time as you're twirling and make a number 6 in the air. What's happening to your foot?
It's like stop. It's like not.
It's trying to go the other way.
Yeah. It's like yeah.
It's saying, no, I don't want this new habit to develop. I'm very comfortable with my foot going the other way. Thank you.
Hmm.
So self-development means that you've got to be consistent. It's not, I'm not, you're not never done, right? Pop me, stick a fork in me. It doesn't happen. So self-development is really working on your conditioning. It's working on moving your foot from doing it one way to doing it the other. And it's really important that you come up with a way that you can have some kind of a daily practice so that you can develop. For me, I wake up in the morning, I thank God I'm alive. I consider the many things I'm grateful for, and I come up with a list of 5. If I'm in a great mood, I'll do it in my journal, right? Some days I lay in bed and do it. And then while I'm getting dressed, while I'm showering, I listen to something that inspires me, something that motivates me, something that moves me. I listen to Dr. Joyce Meyer. I love her. I listen to Brene Brown. I love her. I'll listen to Oprah Winfrey has podcasts that I listen to. So I have all these people that I enjoy listening to, and I just listen to them while I'm doing my thing in the morning, and it pumps me up and gets me going. So self-development requires a practice, and we can all practice. If you don't do anything for yourself now, just start with keeping a list of the things that make you happy, that you're grateful for.
Well, and this kind of also goes into like another as like that self-care is not selfish. I
Mm-mm.
think there's this big whole thing about, no, I can't take care of myself. I got to do all these things for other people, but that will cause depletion. That will cause burnout. That will cause you not really to be effective and consistent in what you're doing.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So self-development is the S. The next one is I, and the I stands for invincible.
Invincible. Nice.
Because everybody's going to have a naysayer. Everybody's going to have an opinion about what you're doing and how you're doing. Don't listen to any of them unless they've already been on your path and have succeeded.
Which is
Your
definitely
uncle knows nothing about business, right?
that's right.
Your brother-in-law who thinks he knows everything doesn't know anything about marketing on social media, but they're going to tell you they know everything. You're
Oh,
also going to hear people say, if you're in business for yourself and you are not doing so great financially today, why don't you just get a job? I don't want to hear that. I could just get a job, but then I wouldn't fulfill on what I wanted to. So be invincible. Don't listen to the naysayers.
nice.
Be like the weather. They don't care if it's raining. It doesn't matter. It's not important. It's all go to Kodak. They deal in negatives. I don't. It's Polaroid, I think, who does the negatives now. But you really want to be invincible. And the next letter in desire is how you become invincible, and that's the R. And it's about relationships.
Mm.
It's about being surrounded by like-minded and, even more importantly, like-spirited people who are positive, who are looking for how I can find a solution, who definitely fall down sometimes, but they only let themselves in self-pity for a little while, and then they pull themselves up because they have all these great people around them. That's one of the real things that WPN was created for. Women's Prosperity Network is about relationships. It's about knowing that there's always somebody who has your back. It's about knowing that there's somebody who knows what you don't know how to do and is willing to help you do it. I mean, really, you hear about women being backbiting and fighting amongst each other and being competitive. We are exactly the opposite. I don't know about those women. I don't know any of those women. The women I know are like Dr. Heather, who is totally heart-centered and like-spirited to make a difference for people. That's what we're here for. So relationships is everything.
Everything. It really is
Everything.
the
And
essence of business life harmony. We talk about it because it's really an extension of how you are. How do you interact, right? Do you come from your heart? Do you come from your mind? It's good to come from both, but when everything is working on one accord and you can come from with an open heart and being able to see the unique value that you have and also the unique value of other people, there is nothing more beautiful and precious than that in this world.
absolutely. So the relationships makes it easier for you to be invincible. It makes it easy for you to know exactly where you're going, because we as women, we talk to get to where we're going. And if we're by ourselves in our own little silo, okay, I think I'm going to do this to get more customers. That's not going to do it. Hey, Heather, I have this idea. What do you think? That's what we do. Right. So that's what the relationships will do. It will help you with your level of dissatisfaction. Somebody will call you out and say, sister, how long are you going to sit in that stuff? Right? Doesn't it get smelly? Right? So all of that comes to relationships. And then the final thing is the one thing that you can do, and that's an adjustment of who you are being. And that is the E. And everything you do is with enthusiasm and eternal gratitude.
Nice.
Those two, if you are enthusiastic, others will be enthusiastic around you. And who do people want to be with? You, because you're enthusiastic. They don't want to be with Debbie Downer. They want to be with someone who's up, someone who's always looking to support other people, someone who uplifts other people. Is that you? It can be if it's not. Just remind yourself that Emerson said is that enthusiasm is the mother of effort. It's the mother of effort. It makes every effort easier. And without it, nothing great is ever accomplished.
Oh my goodness. So
So
powerful.
stay enthusiastic. So dissatisfaction, exact knowing where you're going, self-development on a daily basis, Be invincible and get relationships that make you invincible, and then eternal gratitude and enthusiasm. And all of that put together, you will get everything you want in life.
Oh my goodness, this is so amazing, Trish. Thank you so much for sharing this wisdom. Everyone who's listening, let us know which one of those words spoke mostly to you. Was it the D, the E, the S, the I, the R, the E? Put it in the chat. We want to hear from you, and also share with you why. Well, that's why. And oh my goodness, this was just so incredible. One of the questions I have for you, Trish, is based on everything that you shared with us, what would be your biggest takeaway that you want to leave us with today?
I think the one thing that you can do for yourself right now is reach out to another person who's like-minded and like-spirited and just have a hello conversation. Because when you do that, it turns you on and turns you up. Your enthusiasm happens, and you build a relationship with someone who you want in your circle. So reach out. You know, this thing that we call the telephone, the app on your telephone that's called phone is the one we use the least.
Mm.
And it's the one, if we used it more, would make huge difference in all of our lives.
Oh my goodness. So good. That's one of the things that I always talk about, how every new technology that comes out, there's these amazing advantages, but there is these unconscious hidden disadvantages. And with the evolution of the smartphone, it's no longer like you go into a place or a doctor's office, everybody's on their phone. When it used to be, everybody's having a conversation. How are you doing today?
I
So
know.
we need to bring that back a little bit. And I really appreciate you sharing these secrets with us for us to really be able to step into another level of living.
Yes, ma'am. It sounds like a good name, anotherlevelliving.com. I like that.
Well, how can we get to know you? Like, how can we continue this journey? Do you have a free gift that you can be able to offer us today?
I do a free membership at Women's Prosperity Network, and you have the link there that you're going to put in the chats and every place where it goes. Worst case, you get lost, womensprosperityNetwork.com. There's a free to join. There's what I want to invite you to do is do something. So I said the one thing you want to do is reach out. I want to invite you to join us at our monthly networking. And it's on the third Tuesday of every month. We do it at 7 p.m. Eastern and at noon Eastern. So we do it twice. And in that, we go into breakout rooms 3 different times. You get to meet bunches of different people every time you get into the breakout room. And that is a free gift for you.
Oh,
Would
thank you
love for
so
you all
much.
to join us there. WomensprosperityNetwork.com. Dr. Heather's going to give you the direct link. Worst case, go to events and click on networking, and it'll get you there.
Okay.
Third Tuesday of every month. Come on in and meet some people and find out what an extraordinary group of people this is from all over the world,
Oh my
including
gosh.
Dr. Heather Tucker.
Yes, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure. I'm a lifer in WPN, and it has moved mountains in my business, in my life. There's always this beautiful, safe space to be able to come to where people just feel your heart. They feel you, and it's safe to be you is one of the things that is important to know about Women's Prosperity Network. So go ahead and grab your free membership and join us for networking. I'll put the links in the comments. And then the sharing is caring. So if you were inspired by this message, go ahead and share it out to give someone else the gift of what's possible and how to shift their life as well. And also let us know what your biggest takeaway in your comment in the comments below. We would love to hear your wisdom as well. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence today, Trish. This has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, in another level living land, we let this message marinate into your mind, body, and soul throughout the weekend and beyond. Make sure you take action right now. And we look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of Freedom Fridays. Bye,
Freedom
everyone.
Friday. Bye. Freedom.